We are live. Oh. Yeah, of course, with all this technical difficulty, I've been looking down at the computer and did not see the incident. But that's certainly a mess. And it was, they delayed the start of the race because of my technical difficulties, and now we've got a situation where we've had an incident in the back of the field. So we're definitely getting off to a slow start today. It really is.
Even the start line this week again, but those things happen when we go racing as well. Jim, just quickly, I know you've been away. You've been having a wonderful time at the wonderful world of Disney.
Yes, the House of the Mouse with the cold.
The House of the Mouse. Yeah, apparently, well, to be fair, you went to a hot pot of sickness, Jim. What did you expect was going to happen when you came back?
I did indeed.
This is what happens when you go to Florida, Jim. This is why you don't go to Florida.
It's what happens when you put your hand on handrails and all those little handrail lickers are.
Yep, without carrying hand sanitizer.
Yes.
If there was one thing that we should have learned from COVID, it's that carrying hand sanitizer is a good thing.
It is indeed. So, do you think we have time here to touch on the points real quick, or we'll catch that later in the race?
We could probably catch that a little bit later in the race. I think we will get to a stage where it will be slightly cleaner. And we'll get into the rhythm things, of course. I think the big talking point of tonight is dominance by Porsche. 4-0 at the moment in this series, and don't seem to be giving up any wins. The big news out of last week was Daniel Pino, the first time this season, did not win the GTD class. That went the way of to Sean Evans, who is...
Or to Sean Green, even.
Oh, to Sean Green, sorry. Yes, to Sean Green. My brain's just as far gone, Jim. Bootsy, he won his race, and you weren't here.
I know.
I mentioned to him maybe that you were the bad luck charm, and now that you were away, he finally won the race. But
that's possible.
It's quite possible. So we'll be going green flag this lap as the pace car comes around to lead the GTP field up towards the start-finish line, and we get this lap underway. Hopefully we get going this lap. We are going to go this lap. That's good. So the pace car comes in, and it looks to be green flag running for the GTP field. As Belle Isle gets us underway for green flag running here. Tim Keane leads the GTPs up through 1 and 2. Now, I expect the GTP drivers to be a little bit more patient, as Richard Newman apparently is classified as a GTD driver, but he's not. He's in the GTP this week, so something's happened to change that up. But there has been an incident further back. Donald Powell has gone round in the GTD field. As going round as Aaron Lewis, one of those Porsches, has gone round down at turn 4.
Oh, he's in a mess.
So this here is... Oh, it's an absolute mess. He's going to have to wait for the whole field to come past him before he can turn around.
He better get it quick before these LMP2 cars roll up on him. Let's take a look at where those guys are at here. We'll pull that up and... Oh, here they come. Oh, yeah, he's... Oh, man, he is in a bad situation here. He might have been better towing.
He probably would have been, if I'm honest with you, because now he's a world back. He still would have been a world back if he towed, but he at least would have been out of strife. Battle for the lead, though, in the GTDs early on here. Now, early in this race, this will be the most intense part for these drivers, getting into their rhythm, getting ready to just kind of cherry-pick some positions. Yeah, we do apologise that Jim's very quiet. That was the technical difficulties we were trying to fix. Unfortunately, we were only able to get them as good as they are. We can't really do much more about it, so we do apologise. We'll be imploring
one last attempt here and try something.
Yeah, but we do appreciate you guys letting us know.
Any better? No, that's worse.
It still sounds the same, to be honest with you, Jim. So, yeah, we do apologise for that. But oh, Patrick Rich, who took the lead of the GTD field, has gone round at Continental Corner. Actually, no, that's turn 12. Sorry, turn 12 at Modal Corner, just before the pit entry, and has to come into pit lane. He looked like he had great speed in that car, as Kenneth Clodden has gone off again in the Ferrari down at turn 3, and now cars are having to reset everywhere here, Jim.
Yeah,
and it's already chaos.
Oh my goodness, yes. Oh,
So down at 3, just straight lines.
Yeah, he just overran the corner. That's not the. But then he
to be
towed,
fair,
right? Or no? Did he?
Yeah, he aimed at the driveway quite well.
He did. Wait a minute, what's he doing? That's the wrong way. Oh, and then he towed. Oh,
I mean,
gosh. So then Voigt has had another incident. What has happened here with Voigt? Oh, who is this sending? Oh my gosh!
oh my God, what are you doing?
What was that?
Can we go on board with that car behind him, Jim, and just watch the...
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who that was. So it was Voigt. No.
It was Christian Ruiz, I think. Christian Ruiz was the car involved. Yeah, I'll see if I can... You either got to find the moment when he's going to pass him. Here we go. So, from a suburb back,
My bad.
he just absolutely sends it on him.
Yeah, let me see. Now, if I do this... All right, let me... Oh, I'm out of practice, folks. I've been chasing a mouse for 2 weeks.
This is what happens when you go on holiday, Jim.
Here you go.
Here we go. So, he goes for a big old send, outbrakes himself, and poor old John Voigt, nowhere to go. Bit of V-power on V-power action.
What was that, man? I don't know.
That there was... As Ruiz is coming through pit lane, so I would say he's either self-committing to a drive-through or he's going to take a pit stop. But that there was... Oh, we'll check the yellow flags out, so that's probably why he's in pit lane, so...
Wow.
That there was as a ridiculous a move at turn 3 as I've ever seen. I mean, that was... Jim, I'll be honest with you, that was probably... That was idiotic, I would say.
Bad, yes. What in the world has happened here? All my names are down to initials.
Change it. You can change them to F last. Just make sure that Richard Newman does get changed to the GTP class, though, Jim, because he is in a GTP, not a GT3 car.
Remind me in a minute when I figure out how to do these names over here. And
it's on the timing tower settings.
There you go. Huh? Yeah. Initials. Who did that?
Who knows, Jim? Who knows? But
could have been me. Who knows?
Quite possibly.
Full name? Do we?
I like first initial, last name.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
We'll go with that. All right, we're good there. We're still into yellow. Okay, now who needed to be reclassified?
Mr. Richard Newman.
Richard Newman. Didn't he drive both this season?
I think he started in a GTD and then he moved to a GTP last week.
Okay, so
I think that's what's happened.
That is what's happened. So
which would be why it hasn't updated for you, but it's updated for me.
Right. So we'll put him in a GTP.
Yep, indeedy.
That should
He's in the BMW. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So still no, and JR was quite intrigued by this last week. Still no Acura GTP cars.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm. It's really strange. I mean, we do have Cadillac, BMW now, Porsche, Ferrari. I mean, we're doing better. But you know, for the first couple of weeks, it was 2 makes. Now we've got 4. I think.
Well, at least we did get the caddies early. And then last week we had the Beamers. The Beamers were actually quite strong for a period out at Laguna Seca. But yeah, still no Acura at this point of the season.
Well, to be
which
fair,
is a little bit of a shame. But
we don't have a ton of.
oh my God, what are you doing?
What is that?
All the GTDs have just pulled over to let the prototypes pass, and they've all just rear-ended each other like they're on the freeway.
I'm sorry.
Now, I know we can be quite critical, Jim, which I think is fair enough, because we call it as we see it. But that there, schmozzle.
Unless somebody told them to do that, I don't have any thoughts on that, really. That was interesting, to say the least. Again, I apologize for my low volume. It's probably a combo of my voice and volume, but I'm definitely having mic issues for sure. But now, all of a sudden, it seems like it's peaking out better. Maybe I just need to get closer to it.
Maybe it's... Oh, Jim, you should always be closer with your microphone. Take it on dates.
Well, I can't.
Give us some chocolates.
Well, that's, Let's see if I adjust it, point it more at my face. Well, we'll see.
Lap 5 under caution at this stage. I'm not sure how long we'll be under caution for. Our longest period of time under caution in this series for a single caution was 20 minutes. That was back at Sebring.
Oh, yeah, that was a mess. That was, yeah. This just kind of has shades of Sebring here as well.
Shades of Sebring, shades of good old Long Beach a few weeks ago as well. Oh my God, Clodden's gone off again down at turn 3. Has he got? Surely he doesn't have.
Is he driving with Tyler Merrick's thumb control?
Cole Malley's just mentioned as well, Jim, that is it possible the issue is related to your gain in your actual Windows settings?
That is possible. We'll see if we can get in there. The problem is it's hard to get in there once the broadcast has started because I got so much going on here, but we can try that.
That's okay. We've got the live view back on the bottom screen anyway, so we can follow that along once they're ready to go green again.
See?
We've still got at least another lap, so that'll be fine.
All right. There. We're back with the leaders. Now let me go see if I can chase down this microphone problem.
Jess giving the love to Edward Delano in the chat. He's up 5 already, Jess. Doing a great job in the Mustang.
I was doing
a
the
fantastic
points tonight,
effort.
and I have been away for a couple of weeks, and I was doing the points tonight. And man, he was surprisingly high. Like, I want to say he's like 6th in points, and I didn't expect that. I don't know why I didn't expect that, but I was quite impressed when I saw where he was at in points. I
think he's been very consistent. Been very, very consistent with his points this season. He's been getting consistent finishes as well. So I think that he just needs to try and continue to get that consistency and continue to run consistently. to really just get in those solid points if he can, because they will pay off an absolute maximum come the end of the season. At this stage, he's probably not going to challenge for the championship just based on how many wins Daniel Pino's had, and without Daniel Pino all of a sudden losing all skill and falling to the back of the field, he's going to be the toughest car to beat at this stage. It's going to take at least 3 or 4 wins for another driver to even get close to him this season. But he has been showing that he's just ultra dominant. Now, last week he made a mistake and made contact with the race leader. Eventually, he gave the position back to Sean Green right at the end of the race to give him the race win, which was fair enough. He self penalised himself, took himself out of the race winning position to give it up, and it was a very noble act from Daniel to do that. He could have easily won the race and then just kept his undefeated record, but he did the better thing and went above and beyond to make sure that Sean was actually the race winner instead of losing it because of an early incident they had within the first 10 minutes. So fair play to Daniel.
Yeah, and I gotta say that Daniel's a good guy. Like I said, they're friends, man. You don't do that kind of stuff to your friends. You try to pull that.
Oh no, they're the only people I do that to, Jim. I don't do it to anyone else. It's only my friends.
Well, there you go.
They're my favorite people to crash into, Jim. You know why?
Well, they have to forgive you.
Exactly. They can complain all they like, but they're stuck with. They made the choice to be my friend, Jim, and they're stuck with me. So no matter what. Plus, they do it back. They give out receipts. They're like an FPOS machine.
Oh my goodness, I missed this.
See, I'm already lightening your spirits even better, Jim. You see,
I'm good.
I am the NyQuil of your commentary space.
Oh, I am just a matter of hours away from a big heavy dose of NyQuil. You can believe that.
No, I was on a heavy dose of paracetamol and ibuprofen over the weekend. It was a great time. I'd take both and then I'd go for a nap. It was fantastic.
Yes, I love a good nap.
Oh,
all right,
especially,
looks like we got squared away here, right? I mean,
we have.
Here we go. All right.
All right, so we're ready to go green once again at Detroit Belle Isle this evening. Tim Keen leads the way. He looks to get his 3rd win of the season, the 5th for Porsche. Can he do it on the streets of Detroit? Although, have we seriously just gone yellow again?
Wait a minute, what?
The pace cars come in, but we're still under yellow, so we're going yellow again.
There's nothing that would indicate that should have happened.
Okay, now it's called green flag. It's called green flag when the LMP2 drivers got to the start-finish line. That is weird. But I'd say it's so they could actually keep them separated a little bit. As the GTPs come through turn 3, there are a couple of early looks from some drivers there at the back of the GTP train trying to sneak through. Nicholas Johnson's gotten us underway for the LMP2 field as well. Daniel Pino leads the GTDs down through turn 1, 2 at this stage. A couple of drivers just knocking off the back of the battle pack here, but we already mentioned him, Edward Delano, up 5 tonight in the Pennzoil entry, and he is in a rocket ship of a Mustang trying to get this car onto the podium at this stage.
Yeah, he's that GT.
Oh no!
That every time, man, it's like I'm his bad luck charm. As soon as I start to talk about him, something happens to him.
Oh no, John Swan as well.
Yeah, Swan's around hard.
No. John Swan, a man with the name of a Corvette owner, unfortunately he's put the Corvette into the wall, and Kenneth Clodden has gone back to pit lane again, Jim. See, his night's only going from bad to worse.
What in the world is going on with him?
It's a real night of struggle. Oh, so he crossed the grass down in the fountain section. Here in Australian sim racing, it's known as the James Scott Fountain. The rest of the world, it's just the stadium section of Belle Isle. So he just decided to pull it up and then head back to pit lane, unfortunately for him. David Gallant as well in the LMP2 class had a moment down at the final corner. Let's have a quick look here. It's what happened to the LMP2 driver as he came around the Motor City sign. Oh, just got the rear loose and Oh, very lucky. Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh!
Hold your brakes, David. Hold your brakes. It's not one of the hard things to do. I know he was trying to get out the way, but he's back in pit lane now. But that could have ended very, very poorly.
Yeah, lucky it didn't. Yeah, that's one of those situations.
Oh, into the wall goes Wig Santiago.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he might be pulling his hair out after that one.
Oh my goodness! Did we just do that one? We did.
Yes, we did. It was a bold claim, but it was one that I made.
Yes. Yep, I'm back.
Welcome back, Jim. How was Disney?
Did you do these to the other guys or no?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I got Ewan really good. He was not prepared for Sunday. He was not prepared at all.
Yeah, he's a tough nut to crack sometimes.
I've cracked him, don't worry. So Gavin Scalise at this stage as well is battling away as we look back to the LMP2 leader Nicholas Johnson. He's just catching up to Carlos Ruiz, who's dropped a little bit of pace now at this stage. That there... who was that going slow? Was that Scalise? No, because we're on board with Scalise. Who was it? Or was it David Dumont? It was David Dumont. Who's just dropping position and dropping pace at the moment. So something's happened to the Ferrari to give up so much time to these drivers. Oh, the rear of that car is absolutely cooked. The rear looks like... Oh, maybe it's not. It looked like it, but it wasn't. As Voigt and Scalise battle away. So we're trying to stay on top of things here as best we can.
I see nothing where Dumont got in any trouble.
Yeah, unless he's made a mistake where he's ended up harming himself in terms of in-car possibly, or a mechanical failure of some description. Cheyenne Lewis out there giving the love to Aaron Lewis, currently in P3 on board his Porsche. He's in a tough nut battle here with Richard Newman for the GTP class. This is for P2 at this stage. Tim Keane has ran away with it at the moment. 5 seconds is the gap back to Newman. So the race leader is on an absolute charge. And here comes Lewis on the inside at turn 3. Can he get this job done on Newman? Oh, you'd never think that GTP's had to go too wide through there, but they've managed to get it done. Up into P2 goes Aaron Lewis at turn 4, and a great effort from the Brumos entry. And now it's a P1-2 for the Porsches, for the teammates at the moment, the current top 2 in the championship, as they continue to race on. But Newman will come back at him here if he gets the chance.
Oh, absolutely. These two definitely seem like they race each other relatively hard. Speaking of racing each other hard, this battle back here in LMP2 is heating up a little bit.
We get some fantastic battles. Oh no, we spoke too soon about Aaron Lewis. He made a mistake. He made a mistake and now he's dropped off the podium. This was down at turn 7, Jim. We've got the replay happening on the bottom screen. Oh no, no. Oh my God.
Overcooked it, yeah. Oh, and he
yep, and it was a little kiss.
Yeah, he didn't even.
It was a little kiss. Yeah. Thank you, Shane. Yeah, we've been imploring to try and fix that all race. We do appreciate you letting us know. Yeah, we're trying to get everything sorted in terms of of Jim's microphone at the moment. Edward Delano is just in amongst a tight battle here, further back in the field, in amongst the GTDs, right on board with him down towards turn 7. And the GTD is currently getting assaulted by the LMP2 of David Glenn as he tries to find his way past, and they're also having to deal with battling amongst themselves. Oh, this is one of the toughest parts, not only of multi-class racing, but multi-class racing at a tight street circuit like Detroit. It is so tough to get into your rhythm here, because eventually your rhythm just gets broken the more and more you're getting passed by faster class of cars. Faster class, their rhythm gets broken by the fact they have to approach slower traffic and get past them nice and safely. Although Delano has dropped mass pace through 12 and 13. He's coming into pit lane. I feel this Mustang may be carrying some damage, Jim, after that contact down at turn 3 earlier.
Oh, I agree. He definitely had a little, enough of a little contact there. I think he did. Oh, Carlos Ruiz is in a battle here right now.
This is also, Jim, the most amount of Mercs we've had in the GTD field as well. Currently got 3 in the field.
They seem to have started to get a little. The pace has gotten better on them. I think people are starting to figure it out watching Daniel Pino run. Of course, I have to say, back when the Lamborghini was dead and nobody could drive it, Pino was still whipping everybody's behind with it. So I don't know that it makes much difference what car he.
Oh, Carlos off the road. Yeah, I think it was I had an interesting conversation with Ron Montz yesterday during the GT Challenge race of how the BOP's changed, even only in the last month, Jim, and how much it's actually affected certain car types. Of course, Watkins Glen 6 Hour, the front engine cars were the meta. The BMW, the Mustang, and the Merc were the 3 strongest cars.
Right.
Once we got out of Watkins and heading into Spa, that then changed, and it started to more or less favour the mid-engine cars of the Porsche, the Acura, the McLaren again. And the Mustang copped a massive axe. It was cut down to size very quickly, as was the Merc. And I mentioned that the only car it seems, or the only 2 cars it seems in the GTD field that are just consistently either mid or good. They're never bad. It's the Ferrari 296 and the BMW M4. They are the only 2 cars that never get a massive downgrade. And I think one of the reasons for the 296 was the fact that it used to be ran in the 296 Challenge Series in Class D. Well, that will now change, obviously, because the 296 Challenge car is in iRacing. So we may see the Fez actually cop a bad BOP, from now on, because of the fact of they don't need to sell it or BOP it, where it will actually affect another series. It only affects the GT car now. Wouldn't affect the challenge series.
Right. Yeah, that's very possible. I mean, it's certainly, you have to take into account if nerfing a car for another series. But the thing is, if they nerf the 296, it affects all the cars it did affect all the cars in the Ferrari Challenge prior to this new car coming out, so if they did nerf it, they're nerfing the whole field, so it wasn't, so I don't know.
Yeah, they also want to sell the car though as well, because it's
I think
there's how many Class D touring car series are there, Jim? I think there's about 4, and one of them is the 296.
Well, I would say that dollar value before this new car came out, 296 is arguably the best dollar value in iRacing, because you could race it in the 296 series back then.
Yeah.
And then you could race it in GT3, and you could race it in IMSA. There's just so many series that car.
I would claim the best value for money car now is a GT4 car because of the amount of different series that it runs in.
Well, there's a lot of GT3 series. Oh my goodness!
Big mistake from Wig Santiago.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, Jim's already bald, so he can't pull his hairs out.
No, that's true. I can't.
Well, Jim, hopefully that damage is not perm.
Oh my goodness! Oh wait a minute! I just saw somebody tore the front end off that car.
Oh, that's Aaron Lewis.
Is it?
What's that, Aaron Lewis? No, it's Richard Newman. It's Richard Newman in the BMW.
Oh, it sure is. He has tore that thing up. Let's see what happened.
Oh, and that thing's not turning. Front left is disconnected at the moment. I love the fact that they put the new BMW wheel in this car. Oh, it just didn't turn. Did not turn. It looked like he copped the inside curb, and that just affected how the car was turning in. And then unfortunately just went straight on and into the tyre barrier. So one of the toughest parts of this track is a simple mistake can put you directly into the wall as he now enters pit lane off the end of that.
To see if he...
No. Oh no, he didn't. He turned in too late.
Yeah, he overcut overcooked it in there, and he locked the
Yeah.
front tires up and just slid it straight into the wall.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a
Those
rough
Michelin
one.
tires not doing their job of getting the car slowed up.
Well, I'm not so sure that that it's their job to stop it when you overcook it. I think you have to,
No, Jim, that's normally the job of the timer on the oven, because that then turns off the oven when the timer's done.
There was another car
If
in
you've
the wall
got,
right
that
there.
was Big Santiago again.
All right, he probably is starting to pull his hair.
Another hairy moment for Wig Santiago.
Stop. Oh my gosh. You
Jim,
love
these
having
jokes
me
are-
back, don't you? 'Cause
Jim,
I'm
these
reacting to
jokes-
bad jokes.
These jokes are really cutting you, aren't they?
that was not good. That was
No, it wasn't. That one was a real stretch.
yes.
Yeah. I'm trying to braid too many of them into our conversation.
Yes, you're just trying to weave them right in.
I see. I bet you dread every time I say something.
Okay.
So at the moment, we've got 4 GTP cars leading the way, and then we get to the first LMP2 car of Nicholas Johnson at this stage in the Castrol entry. He's currently tucked up right behind Andrew Voigt in the GTP Cadillac at this stage. Now, ironically, Jim, the lap times are not actually too far away from each other. Now, they struggled at the start of qualifying to really get a difference or a differential in the lap times. They're still very close, though, across the whole field. Pino did a 29 in the GTDs at the front of the field. LMP2 is running roughly 25s, 24s, and the GTP is running 23s. So, because it's such a short, tight track and there's not many straights, the difference of pace is not really shown off between the 3 classes around here, comparatively, say, to Laguna Seca last week, or even at the start of the season in round 2 out at Sebring. So we'll get a better picture for the pace differential between these cars probably next week when we go racing again. And unfortunately, I've forgotten what track we're going to. Out at Watkins Glen, we'll get a much better comparison of lap times between them at Watkins when we next go racing. But yeah, this is one of the other big tests of Detroit, is the fact the lap times are still close. There's not actually a big pace differential between the cars based on average lap time. It comes down to how quick they are out of the corners to get the overtakes done and get the moves made. Further back, we've got a battle in GTD happening as well.
Oh, you sure do. You got a nice battle going on here with the LMP2 cars as well. As they're making their way around GTP traffic.
Oh, Jim, there's nothing worse than being in a GTP and getting passed by an LMP2. It is one of the most de-glorifying things that can happen.
Things happen, But the difference is Nicholas Johnson got by, and Dylan Ackley's struggling a little bit, and they're starting to gap out a little bit there because of that. They were having a nice little battle, but Ackley is not getting by near as easy as Nicholas Johnson did.
Board now with Patrick Rich in the bottom screen as he battles away with Mike Nitty Jr. So these 3 drivers, Nitty, Rich and Voigt, have continued their battle now for quite a few laps together. Tim Keane, the race leader, has gone round at turn 3. The race leader's made a mistake at turn 3. Now, he had a world of gap between himself and Aaron Lewis, but if this car has caught damage, it could be the chink in the armor that these drivers needed. He didn't cause damage, but has it caused damage to the mentality as he makes a big slide at turn 5 as well? So he's pushing hard now, Jim, not to lose anything out of this race, but man, oh man, the pressure is on at the front of the field.
Ackley there he locked him up. Them tires have got to be angry right now. And Nicholas Johnson
So angry.
Away. Oh, here we go.
Also, Jim passed for P3 in the GTD class at the moment. Patrick Rich looks to get the job done on Mike Nitty Jr. Nitty's going to be caught on the outside. Oh, here comes the GTP. Rich will then have the inside line at 7, gets that job done. Nitty has to live to fight another day. Voigt's in amongst this as well. Plus, they've got the LMP2 leader of Nicholas Johnson on their tail as well. This here is where the balancing act comes in. You've got to choose. When do you battle? When do you defend? When do you just ease off a little bit and allow the traffic past you? Because it could be very easily ruined by you deciding at the last minute to defend position as a faster paced car is coming past.
Yeah, and, you know, that was an interesting situation right there, and roughly the same situation was happening at the LMP2 side at the same time. You know, there's just, oh my goodness, he's around.
Patrick Rich around again, and it's been a hell of a comeback race for him. We saw him in the wall early on, had to come through pit lane, and all that work for nothing it seems. As he now, oh no, and he's lost the rear wing again on that car. So that'll be time lost in pits for him. As Ruiz continues to struggle as well. Oh, and that's big damage on that car. We may see a caution thrown. I see that Jim's finally noticed that his watermark was too big. I didn't want to mention it in case no one else noticed it, Jim.
Should have said something.
But I'm glad I distracted you enough.
That's what
Oh yeah.
Well, luckily it was somewhat covered by the picture-in-picture stuff, so
I don't think anyone noticed, Jim, to be honest with you.
that's all right. They probably did, but either way, they love us. So, oh man, what happened? Carlos Ruiz, no.
Yeah, it's big damage. It's big damage down there in the Ferrari.
Oh, backed it in hard. Oh my
Yep.
goodness.
Yep, caught the wrong side of the curb and it spat him out the wrong way.
Oh man. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, that's gonna take a little time to heal.
Not just heal the car, but heal the ego as well. Oh, geez. Daniel Nans and Dylan Ackley have not given up on each other. I mean, the CrowdStrike entry of Nans is stuck like glue to the back of Ackley at the moment. The battle for P2 in class. Now, Ackley is the championship leader at the moment in that class as well. He's had a very, very strong run. Weak Santiago, we will not compound the pressure anymore. Has had another incident, so hopefully he keeps going. And the car looks nice and tidy for him.
So Ackley, well, they just swapped positions real quick back and forth. Let's go back and look at that real quick. If you'll notice here, you've got Ackley out front, and then Nance is going to pass him here, I believe.
Does he go past him, Jim, or are you seeing things through your fever?
Well, it could be. It's entirely possible. Yeah.
I think you might be just seeing visions, Jim, if I'm honest with you. Maybe you're seeing the future.
I don't know what I'm seeing, but
Edward Delano, sorry to interrupt you, Jim, has just had a moment down at Continental Corner, and it was right in front of that LMP2 battle that we just saw. He made a mistake. Car spins around. They were lucky not to make contact.
Oh.
And he lit up the rears in the 666 car. They're all pitting now.
Yeah.
Well, we're at the halfway point, so it's the easiest spot to pick your pit stop. You just come in, take the fuel, take the tyres, get onto the end. This is probably the one track, Jim, I would take tyres at. It is a tyre killer, this place, because of the different compounds of surfaces on the road. The tarmac, the concrete, and the concrete composites. Very similar to Sebring in that manner. So, yeah, and I think if you're in Tim Keen's position, you definitely take tyres, because he's got enough gap to allow the tyre change in pit lane. So, yeah, if you're keen at the front of the field, you're keen for some tyres too.
I knew that was coming. I could have predicted that one.
I legitimately, Jim, I thought of it as I said it. I heard myself say keen at the front. I'm like, well, you're keen for tyres, so
yeah,
might as well take them.
In fact, I was going to throw that out there if you didn't. So, well, my question is, how long does he go till he decides to take his tires?
Oh, that's a good point. Well, he's currently building gaps, so he's not actually giving up time. I think it more or less depends on the limitations of the fuel tank.
Right.
I think that might be more of a determining factor, because it's better for him to go long whilst he's got this gap as he just traverses past John Swan again.
GTD car
Yeah, that was John Swan who had another moment down there. Again, we won't compound his sorrows any more than we already have. Same with Gavin Scalise, who's still struggling out there too in the GTP field. But yeah, for Tim Keane, it's better for him to go long now, Jim, whilst he's got this gap, because otherwise he could end up coming out in traffic. And he doesn't want to necessarily come out. And it's not going to be traffic in his class, it'll be traffic just on the track, and that could be a deadly combination.
Yeah, well, you certainly want to try to time that. And by the way, that's a great segue for Digital Race Engineer, one of our race sponsors. One of the features they do offer, I'm not sure if it's in the free or if it's in the premium. It may very well be in one of the paid subscriptions, but it has the ability to tell you where you'll come out, where you'll pit out at, live and current. Like you can ask it, and it'll tell you right then if you pit now, you're going to come out here. And that's another fantastic feature it has that I just remember them as we go along and during week to week.
Jim, I like helping you segue.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I needed a segue this week.
I'm surprised. Do they even offer? I would think they'd offer them at Disneyland. They offer the mobility scooters, don't they?
They have the mobility scooters. They don't have Segways, no.
Suppose they can't trust everyone. Some kid will rent one and then end up putting it in the fountain or something.
Are you kidding me? I would kill somebody on one of those things.
Yeah.
I get my weight going forward. Next thing you know, I take out 30 or 40 old people. It'll be bad.
Yeah. It is just it would be like, and it'd be the same for me, Jim. It'd be like a Kenworth K100 coming through a school zone without brakes. I mean, it's just it'd be a disaster, absolute disaster. So.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Oh yeah. So this battle here is continuing to heat up between Mike Denny Jr. and John Voight. I just noticed that Mike must be an Office fan. He has the Dunder Mifflin logo on his bonnet. Not a blank paper type of race for him. He's been having a good battle with John throughout this race and continues to battle along for P3 in class. Daniel Pino, well, dominance personified, Jim. I think we can both agree. Continuing to dominate this race, this series. It would be his 4th win of the season if he can lock this out. There's still 23 or 22 and a half minutes left to go, so still plenty of time for a mistake to be made. If Tim Keane can make a mistake at the front of the field that nearly cost him, Daniel Pino can surely do that as well, and Adam Chianti will be hoping of that, because it would mean that it'd be 2 wins in a row, 2 days in a row for the McLaren. Running this paint scheme. Actually, no, I do apologise. Shelby Hoff didn't win yesterday. He gave it up in the last minute. I do apologise, Shelby, for just reminding you of your absolute sorrows. But it would be a double podium in a row. It's like an ointment, Jim. It's like an ointment. Sometimes you just got to rub it in. Let it soak in, let it settle.
You did indeed rub it in, for sure.
I'm very impressed with Dylan Ackley and Daniel Nans at the moment. Now, these guys they're racing tooth and nail through traffic, dealing with traffic coming past them as well. Oh, I do apologise for Adam Chianti. Still having some ping issues, it seems, for him. But I'm very impressed with Ackley and Nans at the moment. They're still on the lead lap technically, but the race leader is chasing them down. But they're having a great race, and they're racing hard. They're showing their patience right now, Jim, because they're not really pushing it too hard where they're putting themselves at risk at the moment. They're just racing alongside each other nice and cleanly, which is good to see. But Nans has given up a bit of time now. I spoke way too soon to Ackley. I think the traffic may have had a part to play in that, because he just got held up through turn 3 down towards turn 6. So he's now given up a couple of seconds up to Ackley.
I'm sorry. I am tinkering with my microphone again, trying to make some more adjustments to it.
It's okay.
So you.
Sometimes we need to tinker. Sometimes we need to tinker, Jim.
Yes.
Wig Santiago is in pit lane. That's now released Aaron Lewis up into P3 of this race. Sorry, make a mistake early on in proceeding, so he's on the comeback train at the moment. If anything happens to Tim Keane, Aaron Lewis will be trying to fly the flag for Porsche to get themselves a 5th win and to lock out the first half of the season as the only winning manufacturer in the GTP field. Aside from obviously LMP2, because there's only one manufacturer, it would be the only class where the same car type has won every single race of the season. Of course, Mercedes were hoping for that in the GTD class, but then Daniel Pino gave the win to the rival company of Audi for Deshaun Green last week out at Laguna Seca, so that has now gone out the water. Porsche still have the opportunity to do so in the prototypes here this evening. And what a way for them to start their season. It's Tim Keen's in pit lane. Actually, he's been through pit lane, I do apologise. He's now just come out of pit lane. 16-second stop. So you know what that says to me, Jim?
It says no tires.
No tyres.
That's
what that says to me.
That's a pretty bold move considering where he was at with the car and the gap he had and everything, you know. But I guess
I wonder if it was a habit coming in and not taking tyres, and then obviously not having to deal with actually warming the new tyres up, because they do take a few laps to get up to grip. Maybe that's the process. And remember as well, the tyres are made to go 50 minutes, so he's only going to have to go an extra 10 minutes on the set. Oh no, Aaron Lewis has just made a mistake. Have we just absolutely mozzed him down at turn 3, turn 4 there for Aaron Lewis? Let's have a look here what's happened to him on the bottom screen.
Oh, my bad. No, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I've got it. It's all good. So down it. And we'll do it synchronized.
Well, he didn't hit hard, thank goodness.
He didn't hit hard, so that was lucky there for Aaron Lewis, but those tyres are definitely screaming. He did come in on lap 24. It's just cold tyre syndrome, Jim. Tyres aren't warmed up yet, and he's tried to push it as hard as he's been pushing it on the warm set.
Yeah.
Although I say that, he hasn't taken tyres. He's had a too short of pit stop, so I'm just wrong at that point.
Well,
maybe he's pushing too hard on old tyres.
So, okay, no, I was looking here at Voigt. He's in the lead, which he pitted real early, but that's certainly not enough. He's definitely going to have to stop again.
He will. He will indeed. When we head back to live as well, we'll see that the gap is about 2.4 seconds between Voigt and then that man right there, Tim Keen. So he's chasing down the race leader. Andrew Voigt, though, will need another stop to get home in this race. He would have needed a pace car probably about 10 minutes ago to even have a hope in hell of saving enough fuel to get this car home. Field spread out a little bit now, thanks to the pit stop period. Hopefully they'll come back together again before the end, and we get some nice, tight racing on the streets of Belle Isle. It's unfortunate this track's no longer used in real life, Jim. I do like the new Detroit Street Circuit, but there is something about Belle Isle that there's something special about it, and it's a solid track.
The track they're using now, it has elements of the old Formula One track, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which, you know, during my, like, I guess, impression years or whatever, the Formula One Grand Prix in the United States was in Detroit. You know, that was the place during the years that I, was coming up and started watching racing, and that's the one that kind of left its impression on me over the years. That used to be a great race. For a street race, I like street racing, as I know you do as well. So,
yeah, unless it's Caesar's Palace, then it can get put in the bin.
Well, that's parking lot racing. That's different.
Well, luckily, Jim, it's no longer there. Now there's a hotel casino on top of the site of the Caesar's Palace race circuit.
Yes.
So it no longer exists. Las Vegas, much better street circuit now.
Get rid of Miami now, because it's a parking lot racetrack also.
Yeah, I don't know if they need to get rid of it. I think it just needs reprofiling. I think that the track layout could just be readjusted a little bit to suit racing a little bit nicer. I think it's a great spot to do it right out at Hard Rock Cafe Stadium where the Miami Dolphins play. But I don't know if Dan Marino really would think that the layout is that good. Although they've done it because it looks like a gator head. So...
What?
No. The track map is mapped to look like the head of an alligator.
Really?
Yep.
That's interesting. Well, I mean,
Oh no!
Well,
Carlos Ruiz's power went out, Jim.
oh, he lost power.
Yeah.
Well, he's in some bad weather. We talked earlier today. He's in Florida, and they were having some really nasty weather come through. I was just hoping that I was going to make it out on schedule to get back to do this. So that's not surprising that could have happened to him. Yeah.
Oh, so as we currently stand, I think the overlays. Wait, what happened to the session state, Jim? Because the track map's up, the state's gone.
That's interesting. I have no idea why that would do that.
Very odd.
Well,
there we go.
No idea. Well, I'm trying to find us something super exciting to.
I think, unfortunately, because of the nature of this track, it causes mistakes, and eventually everyone spreads out. And again, it's a shame, but that's Detroit for you. Unless it's a one make series or a one class series, eventually people spread out, and it just unfortunately that's what happens. We do hope though that Carlos can stay safe, obviously, with those storms in Florida, and that we can see him back out on track next week. At the moment though, Jim, I think the most notable thing is Daniel Pino comes into pit lane now, the lead of the GTD class.
Wow.
Most notable thing is Porsche's 1-2.
No, of course,
He did. He went well.
Note that.
I'm just stating, Jim, I'm stating pure fact that Porsche is currently undefeated in the GTPs, and they're leading.
Porsche fanboy.
To be fair, though, Jim, if Matt Campbell wasn't there, I wouldn't be.
Well, but Matt Campbell is there, and you are being.
It's true. This is true. It's also the nicest looking GTP car aside from the Peugeot.
I was going to say, I disagree. I was just about to say I disagree. I think the Peugeot is, but...
The Peugeot is amazing, and I wish we had it in iRacing.
And the Valkyrie is a pretty good looking car, too.
Unfortunately, it's just slow.
Yeah, but the thing is, iRacing will take that away. It'll be.
I don't know if they will because the hybrid, it doesn't have a hybrid system because of the fact that it's a V12.
Well.
So.
We'll see, but.
If Aston Martin didn't want to live and die on their laurels and have a V12, they have to deal with the fact that they can't have a hybrid system.
I think that what you need to realize is that probably Aston Martin put that V12 out there to do exactly what it's doing, which is make a statement, have people interested because of the V12 and that sound and everything, and eventually they're going to bring a car to the grid that is competitive. Now, do you want to hear?
I hope so.
Do you want to hear a bold prediction from me?
I love a bold prediction, Jim. You know I do.
My prediction is that Max Verstappen will sign the $100 million contract that was offered him at Aston Martin, and Lance Stroll will retire from Formula One and take over as part of the running of the day-to-day operation of the program, the Formula One program, and he is going to go drive the Valkyries, the new Valkyries in WEC. That's my bold prediction. They're going to sign Max Verstappen to a $100 million contract, and Lawrence Stroll always said that his money would win him championships, and that would be the way to do it. And that's my prediction.
I think it's a very bold statement, Jim. I think you're forgetting one thing though.
What?
Yuki Tsunoda is going to go to Aston Martin because of the fact that he is a Honda driver.
Well, that's certainly up for argument, okay? But you're telling me that if Honda has the chance to have Yuki Tsunoda or Max Verstappen driving their engines, they're going to pick Yuki?
I don't think Max is going to pick Aston Martin. I think he's actually going to pick Mercedes.
Well, I mean, that's the argument, right? Okay. And that's a fair argument. But I think that the $100 million, Adrian Newey and Honda all put together is a package that he's going to get behind. And
So I think there's also one flaw in that plan as well, Jim, and it's that Lance Stroll would drive a GTP car.
You don't think you would?
No.
Do you think he'd just retire from racing?
I think he'd either retire or they'd put him in the GT3 car.
I mean,
There's no way they'd put him straight into the GTP. You wouldn't be able to trust him, I don't think. I mean like Paul Di Resta went into GTP and he's been quite good for Peugeot. But he's that's Paul Di Resta compared to Lance Stroll. Cole's making a good point though. This battle between P4 is continuing on between Mike Nitti Jr. and John Voigt. So these guys have continued to battle away through the pit stops. They've come back together again. We did mention that through the pit stops eventually they would find each other again, and they have done now.
Yep.
Which is great to see. Donald Powell, who's currently in P3, does need another pit stop. He pit on lap 3 of this race, so he's not going to make it to the end on that fuel in the Corvette. So this is technically a battle for P3, and it's looking good at the moment. Nicholas Johnson, too, is overall P3 as the LMP2 leader at the moment, so sheer survival has gotten him onto the overall podium of this race.
Well,
it's quite interesting when that happens.
He made a couple of impressive moves earlier. He passed a couple GTP cars when no one else in the LMP2 field was capable. Ackley couldn't do it, and Nance couldn't do it. They stayed back, and they were struggling, and they were fighting with each other where Johnston was running away from them. He's really doing a fantastic job tonight. I mean, he's quick in this car.
He's doing a very good job. A top effort there from Nick Johnson. If I can quickly find the points.
I've got them.
I had a link. I know where the link is. It's in our little open chat. So let me quickly find the points, because then we can compare as to where Nick currently sits in that championship.
I mean, if you're looking at this right now, Nicholas Johnson is right on Aaron Lewis's hind end, and that's the second place GTP car. And
so Nick Johnson has done 2 races this season. Jimmy's taken 1 win. Currently sits P8 in the championship. Now, this second win would give him a nice little boost in the championship standings. Dylan Ackley, through sheer survival, has had a top 5 in every race of the season.
He won one, didn't he?
He won the first race, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't the first race. Sorry, I think he won race 2.
Okay, yeah.
Let me check. No, it was race 1. We were correct. So yes, he won round 1. So for Dylan Ackley, it's still a solid performance. I mean, P2 is P2. He's going to get a chunk of points for that. And Nick is far down the championship. But if more races go his way this season, that will then obviously change things up. In terms of the GTP class, well, the lead of that championship is just going to be extended even more so. It was already out for 1,435 points. Tim Keen, Aaron Lewis in P2 was on 1,198. Carlos Ruiz was P3 on 1,156. He won't be P3 after tonight's race, unfortunately for him. Adrian Puebla's not here, so he's not going to gain. David Dumonstock. Actually, no, Carlos might be okay. The biggest gain is going to be Gavin Scalise, but I don't think he's actually going to gain enough to pass him. So Carlos may remain on the podium at the moment of the championship standings. So I think he'll be okay, because Clodden's had a mare, Puebla's not here, Dumont's had a mare, Scalise he's too far away to really gain enough to actually get past him, but then everyone else hasn't really been putting the pressure on him at this stage. Edward Delano has had another moment though in the Mustang further back in the field, and it's dying embers for him, and it's dying embers of this race, and it's a mistake that has it cost him, or was he destroyed? Oh wait, what has happened there? Was he pushed by the Cadillac?
Was he? Go back and watch that again. I'm stuck on this Nicholas Johnson, Aaron Lewis thing going up here, man. I'm just blown away that this LMP2 car is just giving this GTP car all he wants. Did he?
So I don't think. No. I think he did. I don't think Santiago was ready. for him to break, and I think he netcode him. It's light if he netcoded him, but it's a weird incident.
Or he could have just, he might have had his brake bias set wrong there and just trying to stay out of the way.
I'm not sure. Sorry, Jim. Aaron Lewis has just absolutely destroyed the Porsche in P2 of this race, and is having to come into pit lane.
Yep.
And now the big thing is, this is turning into the Sebring 12 hour of 2023, because right now the LMP2 leader is on the overall podium and he's in P2. If Tim Keen has a moment tonight, Nicholas Johnson could win this race overall in the LMP2 class. And we've only got 4 minutes left to run, so there's not long left to go now. When we head back to live, the race leader's just started his next lap of this race. There is 50 seconds between them. There's not that much time, well, there's a lot of time between the both of them, but wow, this has become a race. Well, this has become, I'll find it, Jim. Here we go. This has seriously become a race of survival at this point. So, down at turn 12-13. Oh, he just caught the curb at turn 12, and it put him straight into the barrier, and then he compounded it again with a further hit up at Modal Corner. So, that's night over for Aaron Lewis. I think he's already used his fast repair. So that there is a massive loss of points for Aaron Lewis. And you'd have to argue, Jim, for Tim Keen, this may have helped him put one hand on the championship. And we're only halfway through this thing.
It certainly didn't hurt. He's had a pretty tight grip on it already, and this has only helped that, assuming something doesn't happen in the next 3 minutes. But I'm still just so impressed with Nicholas Johnston's run tonight. I can't stop talking about it.
He's done so well. He's done so well tonight as Nick. So hats off to him. Hats off to everyone else as well. Daniel Pino has had a solid run as well, as has Adam Chiatti and Mike Nitti.
So let's also give a shout. You got Ackley in second, third overall, second in class. Nans, of course. How about Wig Santiago? How many times have we made some hair jokes while he was wrecking or having problems with the car? And here he sits in 5th place.
How many hairy moments has he had, Jim?
Oh, here we go.
Throughout this race, genuinely. No, I know. That was both half a joke, but also genuinely, how many moments has he had where we've thought he could have killed the car and he didn't?
That is classic Detroit Belle Isle right there.
Oh yeah.
You beat the car, but it causes so much damage to so many people that a guy who's had that number of incidents, and the reason we've obviously noticed them is because we've made jokes about it. We made the hair jokes and stuff. But, here the guy is running in 5th place overall after all.
John Voight.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Just absolutely clobbered the wall down at turn 12. It was in behind Wig as we were just showing him. What has happened to the Acura in his charge for P3? Oh my God.
Big curve, man. Big curve.
Oh yeah. So they're dropping like flies at this stage of the race. Tim Keen, he'll just be hoping to make the checkered flag with only 1 minute and 10 seconds left to run. I think this may be 1 and 1 more, Jim, because we had the scenario last night in the GT Challenge where the race leader crossed the line as the hour marker hit, and it actually gave us the white flag instead of giving us the checkered.
I saw that. Ron called the finale, and you're about a half a lap past it. It's not over yet.
if we were obviously in a post-production truck, you could easily just cut it and then play that clip at the end of the race when they actually cross the line. You got absolutely bamboozled, did poor old Ron.
Yeah, it was funny.
Shout out to Ron and JR as well, covering for you, Jim.
Yes.
Over the last week as well.
I'll tell you what, two amazing talents that I'm thrilled to have as part of our team moving forward as we add more add more stuff. These guys are fantastic.
Oh,
just smacked a
Keen!
wall. He
Oh
did.
my God! As he's coming up for the checkered flag,
He
it's a
smacked the
race
wall.
win for Tim Keen at Belle Isle. It nearly wasn't. As he comes round, that there could have been very hairy. Nick Johnson, though, P2. Yeah, overall, P1 for the LMP2 field as he comes around to get the... as he goes to get the checkered flag. We have Edward Delano in the chat with us as well, as Tesla is. Hey, guys, he tried. And you did so well at the start of the race, man. A bad luck, though, in the end. A hell of a start, though, up 5 spots. We noted that one, and then unfortunately a mistake was made. But tough effort. It's a tough track as well, isn't it, Jim? So Ed did a good job.
I'll tell you what, as street courses go, this one is one of the toughest, man. It really is. It's.
I would put. You know what, Jim? I would actually put this. It's ironic. People claim that Long Beach is the hardest street course, as Nick takes the win for LMP2. It's actually not. It's just the most frustrating. Chicago is the hardest. Belle Isle is the second hardest.
I agree. Chicago's hard because of how rough the surface is, and you take a stiff suspension car.
And it's all 90-degree corners pretty much as well. So it's just like it's tough. It's a very, very tough track.
Yeah, I mean, this was a very entertaining race in its own way. A little different, but obviously a lot of Belle Isle, which is what we're seeing right here on the screen, which is people crashing. That's what Belle Isle is all about. But it's a challenging course, and I mean, guys like Tim Keen and Nicholas Johnson, they kept it together tonight, and they delivered. And that's what Belle Isle is all about.
Exactly right. So, through the graveyard that is now Belle Isle, of course, this circuit is a graveyard in real life because it is not used anymore. It was a graveyard tonight for a lot of drivers who copped a bad run of things. To give the rundown on the drivers who traversed through pit lane one too many times, as we run down the race order, Tim Keen took home the race win, not only for the GTP class, but overall as well. Nick Johnson puts his LMP2 into P2 on the road tonight, P1 for the LMP2 class, ahead of Dylan Ackley and Daniel Nans. Wick Santiago gets a GTP podium as well, ahead of Jason Blaine, John Esparta, David Gallant. And then Gavin Scalise comes home P3 for the GTP field. Daniel Pino finishes inside the top 10 overall, wins once again for the GTDs, his 4th win of the season. He leads that championship pretty comfortably ahead of Adam Chiatti and Mike Nitti on the podium of the GTDs. Aaron Lewis then finishes it out in pit lane, 4 laps down ahead of Christian Ruiz, Travis Stevens, Donald Powell, Kenneth Clodden, and Andrew Voigt there in behind them. Then we had Richard Newman, David Dumont, Christopher Coy, Edward Delano, John Swan, and Carlos Ruiz made up the runners in that one. Jared McKee never got started, unfortunately for him, in this race. But it's another race win for Porsche, and it's another race win for Tim Keen as well. We await our class winners to come into the interview room to have a quick chat to them. And that's Belle Isle. Jim, if you ever wanted to describe Belle Isle, show them that race, I would say.
Yeah, that is classic. It's classic Belle Isle. It really is. That's it's tough. It's entertaining. But it causes a lot of grief along the way for most of the field. Very much classic race.
Well, we have got our GTD winner in the interview room as well. When we show him off on screen, Mr. Daniel Pino takes home his 4th win of the season. Daniel, congratulations, 4th win of the season. You gave up the win last week to Sean out of fairness and the kindness of your own heart after you took him out at Laguna Seca. But you get back to winning ways tonight, not only for yourself, but for Mercedes as well. Congratulations. How was it surviving the concrete jungle of the Motor City?
Yeah, thank guys. I am back. it took a work, but I am back.
Just simple, I'm back.
Yes.
How has the Spa 24-hour BOP affected this car, Daniel? Has it made it feel better or has it made it feel worse?
It feels better. It looks like every front engine car looks way faster.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that probably helps as well from Watkins when they BOP'd them to be the strongest cars, and I don't think they haven't been hit quite as hard as a couple of the mid-engine cars were.
Yeah, I don't know how, but the different engine cars, man, does way better and have a lot of straight. So now is the AMG era, the new era.
Well, it'll be a little while until the next GT special event in iRacing. I believe the next one is the 6 hours at the Brickyard. So hopefully this BOP stays the same for you for a little while before it gets nerfed. Next race, we're out at Watkins Glen. Of course, previously been there only a month ago for the Watkins Glen 6 hour, where this car was one of the strongest in the field. So you've got to feel pretty confident going into that race, knowing that you currently situate in a manufacturer that was very strong at that event in tackling that circuit as well.
Yeah, I feel very confident in Watkins Glen. So if we will see the setups and how to practice with the other guys. We have a lot of faster guys in our team, so we have to keep pushing.
Well, hopefully we can see Bootsy out on track next time as well. Obviously, he wasn't here tonight. He obviously just celebrated a little bit too hard after his win last week, and then carried over to a real big hangover this week. But no, congratulations on your race win tonight, Daniel. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to, any friends or family who may be watching, and congrats on this race win once again.
Yeah, guys, thank you to my teams that always give me the practice opportunity. A few guys in the DM me and say that I am the Demon King, so I will take it. I don't know where they say that I am the Demon King, but it's okay.
Well, if you could and if you wanted to as well, you're also able to just reiterate a message of thanks in Spanish as well, Daniel.
Yeah. Gracias, gente. Se continúa. No es el auto. Hay que, con este nuevo BOP, elige el auto que te guste y que te acomode. Da lo mismo si los demás tienen el main. It's not the main. It's the car you like it.
Gracias, Daniel. Thank you so much.
He gets better every week.
Bye.
He does. Thank you.
Yeah.
Best of luck next week.
Yeah. See you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets better every week.
He's getting more confident with us every week as well. He gives us a little bit more Spanish every single week. I love it.
No, that was a good one there. That sounded like a Formula 1 driver.
Oh yeah. That was some peak Formula 1 post-race interview right there. Next up, we have our race winner here this evening in the GTP class. It's 5-0 for Porsche, and it's his third win of the season. Tim Keane, you extend your championship lead by a fair margin tonight, thanks to the fact of Aaron Lewis crashing out with about 10 minutes to go and dropping well down the field. You've got one hand on this championship at the moment with half a season left to run. Is there anything that can stop you this season?
No. There's nothing that will stop me, I don't think. I'm going to be strong all season long.
God damn it. A confident GTP driver is a bloody quick GTP driver, so that's
heck, I'm just more pissed off at Aaron. I told him to just pace around for the finish, and sure enough, blows it into the wall.
To be fair,
he had to give me, some, I guess, payback or whatever, just to make it easy about Sebring.
You did it as you came around the last corner up to the start-finish line. You collided with the wall. I mean,
still had a 0x. How about that?
Oh.
Did you?
Yeah,
funny.
Still finished with a 0x. So.
Yeah, that's just rude, if you ask me. You could have at least had a compensation 1x to make the field feel better.
A 0x at Belle Isle. That's pretty impressive.
I've had a 0x at Long Beach before. That's my claim to fame.
I had a 0x at Long Beach as well.
Oh, see, 0x's win races.
No kidding.
This is where the drivers need to learn. Oh yeah,
especially at street circuits.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty quick around here.
Now, obviously, Watkins Glen next up on the calendar, Tim. Obviously, you would have had some experience there at the 6 hour about a month ago. How are you feeling leading into this race now? Obviously, massive lead in the championship. if you continue this run of form, you could probably get enough gap where you could actually skip a race and still lead the championship. How are you feeling there for Watkins? Because it can be a tough circuit, but it's a bit easier to traverse the traffic than obviously out here at Belle Isle, where it's a little bit tighter around here.
Yeah, for sure. I think Watkins Glen, I think that'll be a lot, that'll be a really good race with it just being a more proper track with traffic and everything. Yeah, I think if I can just keep my head down, because if any of the other drivers are listening, no, I will not be taking a vacation at any of the races. So good luck on getting me to lose points there. But
that's good, Tim.
Yeah, another thing, shout out to my dad, because I mean he kills it every week for getting me a setup with this thing, because he also does IMSA real life race strategy for Wayne Taylor Racing. So
nice.
It's as if you're not running the
Why are you not running
the Porsche?
Cadillac?
Yeah.
Porsche fits me better. I don't like the Cadillac rear tires.
Oh, I must say though, I do love your new livery. Both cars look absolutely slick together on track.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's shout out to Aaron. He did all that. He surprised me with it.
That last one looked absolutely sweet, but this is like a nice evolution now of that last livery, and it looks really, really nice on track. So
yeah, I love the all white.
Yeah, you guys have dressed these cars very, very nicely, and I think you guys have done a top effort to really present them in such a manner as well. Yeah, I mean, well, anyone else in the field, just a little self plug. If you want a livery, send me a message. I actually have a livery business, so yeah, if anyone else out there wants to look just as good as the Porsches do, shoot me a message and we'll get you going. But Tim, dominance, man, absolute dominance this season. You've been driving incredibly well, both yourself and Aaron. It's a shame that Aaron made the mistake tonight, but plenty of opportunity to make a comeback at some point this season as well. Will there be a point where once you've got enough gap, you may just start giving Aaron some wins every now and again, possibly, or are you going to pull a Felipe Nasser and just try and win everything instead of giving wins to Matt Campbell like he should?
No, I'm going to be Felipe Nasser because I know you hate him, but unfortunately, yeah, he's got a couple rings with my dad, so you can stop the hate with Felipe.
I don't hate Felipe. I hate the fact that Penske favor that car and not Matt's car. That's the hatred I have.
I don't think it's favor. I think Nasser is truly amazing driver. He's actually sat in my sim that I have right now. Like, I love Nasser. He's truly a humble, awesome. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's honestly just total dominance on him.
Oh,
he's that good of a driver.
He's done very, very well.
He's just like me in, High Point at this point.
It's a shame that his F1 career didn't go any better than what it did, but
definitely should have. But that's Formula One.
It is. It is Formula. When Lance Stroll still has a seat, there's questions that need to be asked. Well, but
yeah, well, Lance Stroll has a lot more money than yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, he wakes up and wipes his ass with $100 bill, so there's a difference.
Imagine that, but no.
Phenomenal. On that note, do you have anybody you'd like to shout out to?
Yeah, Mom and Dad. Hey, I know you guys are watching, so love you guys. And then also, Aaron, please put your foot down, and just finish a race. So, other than that, same to shout out to you guys. You guys kill it every week, so I'll be watching. And yeah, you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys again next week.
Fantastic effort. Absolute pleasure to talk to you once again. Best of luck out at Watkins next time on track. We look forward to seeing how you go.
Awesome. Thank you. You guys have a good one.
You too. I don't understand. Have I really sold it that badly, Jim, that I hate Felipe Nasser?
You have, yeah.
I don't hate Felipe Nasser. I just don't like that he's won so much and Matt Campbell has not. That's all. I have no hatred towards Felipe Nasser.
Now that we got that cleared, who else we got in the waiting room here?
No one else in the waiting room. Everyone else is in the general voice chat. So,
all right. Then that'll be that then.
Well, yeah, we're pretty well wrapped up for tonight. Next up on the docket, yeah, you need some. You're due for your NyQuil. Next up on the docket, though, here on MotorMouth Broadcasting this weekend, Jim, is the I2I Motorsports Xfinity Championship. for round 2 of that series. We did confirm last week that technically Daytona was round 1 because of the clash.
Correct.
So we have got round 2 of that series coming up, and then we'll restart it all again with 204 League next Tuesday night once again as well. Heaps of racing coming up. I won't be here next week, unfortunately, for the High Point races, so I look forward to watching from the side and seeing who does well at Alton Park and who does well at Watkins Glen. And then I'll be back the week after for Road America for the IMSA series, and then I think the GTs that week. If I can have a look at the schedule.
Better you than me.
For Interlagos the week after. So
love.
What a week to come back, Jim. What a week for me to come back.
That is.
It's going to be fantastic.
Road America and Interlagos.
What a combo. Honestly, top tier combo, Jim.
That's
about
as good as it gets.
Oh, it really is. Not many could make it better, but no, massive shout out though to everyone in the field tonight. They've done an incredible job. We did get some feedback and some criticism yesterday. We appreciate the criticism and feedback as well. I did put a response out there just explaining some of the reasonings behind how we present, but no, we appreciate all the feedback that everyone gives us because it helps us get better, and we're always striving to improve. So if you have any more, get into us and send us the feedback in the league, because again, without feedback we don't know if we're doing anything wrong or if we're doing anything right or anything in between. So
but you can leave my
we appreciate it all.
You can leave my microphone out of it because we
can't really we can't do much about the microphone. We can't do much about can't do much about the microphone. We can't do much about using track cameras because we're sponsored by track cams, so we actually have an obligation to use track cams, plus we're trying to present it as professional as possible. You can read more into it of my write-up response that I then had condensed, because I had a full book written, Jim, and I'm like, I need this condensed because I don't want to sound like I'm rambling. So I put it in ChatGPT, had it just summarize for me, and then I put it in as a bit of a shorter message. You got the message across of what I was trying to present. So but no, massive appreciation to the league. The league's been absolutely incredible. The racing's been fantastic as well across both of the series that we've been broadcasting, and I'm really looking forward to coming back in 2 weeks' time for my next show here in the series. Of course, next week we go racing again. GT Challenge is out at Alton Park. The High Point IMSA series is out at Watkins Glen. So it's going to be an incredible week of racing for the series. If you're joining us for the first time or you've been here for a while, watching us along here at MotorMouth Broadcasting, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing. If you want to come and support me in my efforts, come check out Infinity Broadcasting. I've got an ARCA series race coming up tonight for the Rod Knock Cup out at Watkins Glen, ironically, Jim, for the Cup circuit. So that's going to be a fun time. Unlimited fast repairs, so you know there's going to be chaos.
That's my
so you can come check that out. It's our Friday night fun race, Jim. It's absolutely bonkers. It just wrecks after wrecks, but it's a fun time. It's literally just me in the booth as well, so I get to have a good laugh with the chat, and I pulled away the thing of chatting to drivers whilst we're under caution, and it's been hilarious. So, but no, yeah, if you want to come check that out, you can come check that out. Or if you want to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning, if you're over in the US tomorrow, which is technically Saturday night for me, come check out some supercars action over there as well. So that's going to be a fun time. But no, appreciate everybody's time. Appreciate everyone being here with us once again. We'll see you guys later on in the weekend for the I2I Motorsports Xfinity Championship. But until next time, I've been Hamish Rondo with Jim Cunningham alongside. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your efforts being here with us once again. We'll see you guys next week for Watkins Glen. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.